Hi MCR, it's Carlton. I've got no sound from Paris for the Tour of Oman. Can you sort it? Cheers. Welcome to stage 3 of the Tour of Oman. As you can see, plenty of water in this part of the world, although the desert zone shouts loud that this is a dry place. But it is a juicy encounter, that's for sure. That's in prospect today. Nakal Fort providing our backdrop, an amazing edifice, as you can see. And yes, this tour, well, it's mostly predicted to be about one man. And so it proved yesterday. Peter Sagan, totally dominant on stage 2. Can anyone stop him? Well, Alberto Contador probably going to come into his own on stage 4 tomorrow with a very testy 13.5% finish. World champion Gilbert is also, of course, on hand to try his level best. Today, maybe one for the classicists. Tomorrow, definitely about the climbers. Well, this stage last year was indeed won by Peter Sagan. How he'll go today? Well, he starts off as red-hot favourite and he's in the leader's jersey. Nakal Fort then, there is a headwind, I can tell you, coming in from the southeasterly for much of the day. And as a result, this one is likely to be something of a sapper out there. The flags, for the time being, just hanging on the poles, but wind expected to come up as the air starts to vector out in the countryside. So roll out today, nice and quiet, at least at the start. But, well, we've seen again and again that the early breakers, well, they fancy it. And on a day like today, despite the headwind, one suspects that somebody will have a go. And no surprise at all, it seems. It's Hatanaka. The Japanese national team have had a number of escapees. In fact, they've covered just about all the escapes in this year's event. And wildcard they may be. One man missing from this is Bobby Traxel, who's done so much up the road. Where's the combativity jersey? We've got Della Sella here from Bardiani Veloci. Joining him is Yang, who we've seen before in the escapes from Champion Systems, and Hatanaka. Now, Champion Systems, of course, is the team of Bobby Traxel, the 31-year-old Dutchman, who really has been out there and determined, and he is again today. Look at this, making the bridge, and it's that man again, the combativity jersey across his shoulders. And he just drips up to this escape, and there is a little bit of ambition being shown from the main bunch here, but nobody amongst this group a real threat overall, and it's likely to settle in. Just look at the mist hanging over the mountains at the back here. Glorious. Peter Sagan, our leader, wearing 61, and of course the red leader's jersey here in Oman, and already the gap up to 45 seconds now. Well, this is a long old day. It's going to be 5 hours in the saddle, 190 kilometers, the longest stage on the Tour of Oman. And with 5 hours of riding to be done, it's ease off time, as you can see, for the main bunch here. And just being warned that there's a camera on the boat. Not supposed to provide part of the course diversions, but anyway. Meanwhile, up front, it's about these guys. Della Sella from Bardini in the green there, 24 years of age. Got a podium in Langkawi last year and 5th in Tuscany a few years ago. So yeah, a young man with great prospects, and clearly just taking a little bit of a lead role today, because opportunities perhaps are going to thin out as we get a little bit further into this tour. Certainly tomorrow, when it's proper climbing. But look at this, the intermediate sprint. He's got a teammate on hand, and it'll be useful for him. And it's Traxel that hoovers up those points again here. Traxel taking it. I think Della Sella may well have just got to the line there for Bardini Veloci, the man who started off along with Hatanaka, trying to push for something here today. And Yang, also Champion Systems, just like Traxel, doing a proper teammate's job. So these four rolling nicely, and in fact the gap has maxed out at that first sprint at 9 minutes and 10, which shows you just how relaxed the main bunch are about their activities. Well, this looks like mining, but in fact it's excavation, just to keep a soft sort of sandstone from tumbling onto the road, hence the steps. Glorious then backdrop, it seems, albeit a modern creation. And up they come. Testing climb this, and perhaps more so than we would have thought. And the gap is starting to fall here as the main bunch, who's offered protection to plenty of legs, are the fresher. At about 7 minutes and 50 now. And Della Sella just starting to test the other trio here. I think he's looking for points, and indeed that combativity jersey, which happens to be on the back of Traxel, but he is the man who's suffering at the moment. Just looking a little bit breathy, far more fluid from his teammate, and indeed the Japan national team rider. So it's going to be one for the climbers tomorrow, but we're cutting through the mountains today. Tomorrow we will go straight up them, and 13.5% tells you all you need to know at the finish. It's likely to be Contador, the likes of Froome, Velits, Evans maybe, Nibali, Pozzovivo, we'll see. So some big names will come to the fore. This is a last day for the real punchers, if you like, and yes, possibly absolutely tailor-made for Sagan, who won yesterday and won this stage, don't forget, last year. Well, we'll see whether that comes to pass. Just drifting up to the top here, and just still at the front, nobody wanting to help out Della Stella. Just rolling with it, and well, we said that Traxel was looking a little bit off colour here. I wonder if he's just going to get dragged up here by his teammate, who's just drifting away from him right now. Quick look over the shoulder here from Hatanaka, who started the day's efforts, and he really is suffering. Open-mouthed, churning away. Canada working for the leader's jersey. And Bradley Wiggins just hoving into sight. He, in fact, at the head of that little train, smothered within this group here. I am also showing a little bit of ambition here, which is good. Christophe Godard can go quickly, but can he get up here? Yes, it's a testy finish today, and there's a few more climbs still to be dealt with, albeit not categorized. Look over the shoulder there from Traxel's teammate, Zhang. But away he's gone, and Traxel really is suffering. And another double check, drifts over to the other side of the road, trying to encourage him to come and join him, but it's not the place that Traxel wants to be here. Traxel just wiping the sweat from his eyes, sunglasses on the back of his head. He's keeping clear eyes here. And still out front, grinding away, Christian Della Stella doing a super job, but this is not good news for Traxel, who's animated the opening couple of days here with some very fine efforts early on. Had to bridge to this trio, making it a quartet, and indeed car coming through. A little bit of encouragement from the fan in the central road divide there. And hey, check this out. That is the champion system car, and he's saying, look, for goodness sake, your teammate Bobby Traxel is back there, drop off and help him. So no help whatsoever for Christian Della Stella, who's got to do this himself, and he is doing so. He's just got to that not exactly cresting, but the percentages ease down a little bit, and he's going for it here, leaving the trio behind him in his wake. Able to take the shortest route through, no problem whatsoever, and poor old Yang has been called back, and a slap on the wrist. Bobby Traxel needs you, and he's drifted back to help out. Good work by Della Stella. See how long this lasts for him, and that gap back to the pursuers, absolutely tumbling here. Well, in one of the little cuts here where anyone's gets, I suppose. Police cars may wait for speeding drivers. Well, they're not speeding at the moment. We've very well marshalled the roads here, but it's an opportunity for the press, and indeed those in to come and take their own pictures, unencumbered by that many around them. Decent shots to be had then. So Yang waiting up for Traxel, and that trio now just easing off. And one just feels that Christian de la Stella, from this distance out, he's kind of made his point, will probably drift back into these. Wow, look at that. We're over 90 kilometers per hour. Incidentally, Peter Sagan yesterday got over 100 kilometers per hour on one of the descents. He really is a heartbreaker when it comes to downhill sections. He can absolutely nail it. Well, de la Stella, no sign of slowing down just for the time being. And here come the main pack here. There's not that big a gap now to the escapees. And you can see pace just slightly up. They clearly more comfortable and just getting back into what looks like will be a trio. And I think that climb may well have taken its toll on Bobby Traxel, who after the descent has just eased back a little bit. De la Stella suddenly realised he's got company. And the three rolling together. So Traxel did the job. He'll be in that combativity jersey, you can be sure, by the end of today, but it really took a toll on him. And I can't see that tomorrow, when we get to the high mountains, it may well still feature. Second and final sprint of the day, and de la Stella, well, he's in bullying mode here. Good boy. Takes it for Bardiani. Valvoli. Zhang, teammate of Traxel, in second place, and Hatanaka also in the frame. So Yang doing a job there to just make sure that at least some of the points go his way, and not to any other team that may well threaten. We'll see. So Traxel backs in, combativity. He's all combated out, I think. A quiet ripple of applause, at least in our own minds, going his way. Good effort. Green jersey on the back of Kittel today. Just caught sight of that. He looked nice and relaxed. I wonder how he'll be feeling at the end of today. And it's breakdown time up front as the main pack loom ever larger here. Chan Ye Yang drifting in. Two more, and I can't see this lasting at all. Cannondale doing a proper job of pacing things up at the front, as you saw, and clearly working for Peter Sagan. There's the gap, essentially nothing at all, and so it's all going to be down for to the run for home today. Quite a profile still to be dealt with. Gets very sawtooth towards the end, this. Hatanaka, the last man, the man who started off this break, is the last man standing, as it's a comfort break for de la Stella. We'll take ourselves a break, and we'll be back for the run for home when they will all be together. Stay with us, back in a few moments.
Funny old game, snooker. It's a game that can go either way, turning quickly from misery to joy, where success requires special vision and a very cool head. Without them, the wheels too easily fall off. Snooker's Welsh Open, every day, live on Eurosport 2.
22 kilometers to go, and despite being left to hang out there for a little while longer, and in fact just stretched his gap ever so slightly back to the chasers. I think he now really has decided that maybe today a greater form of valour and all of that. Runner-up in Okinawa in 2013, so he's had a good old start to the year, has Hatanaka. The last man will soon be caught. So pace is up, as you can see, as we approach the grand finale of today. Very sawtooth end to this day as well, and so plenty of opportunities for those who feel that they've got some strength in the legs after a very, very long day today to get out there and do their thing. There is Sky, Orica Green Edge as well, doing a proper job here of just trying to find a proper way through. Orica, Goss doing the quick job for them. It won't be about him today, however. We'll see how it shapes up, but Darren Impey maybe. We'll see. Here we are, these lovely rolling hills that we've been admiring over the last few days. Absolutely beautiful. It's almost swooping, and the peloton itself, from this view at least, from the helicopters which have picked out so much of this beautiful topography here, just show almost an animal in itself. Looks like a shoal of fish upon the road, especially at speed as it rolls and twists and turns through these areas. Talk about rolling, you just saw Contador getting to the front here, showing some aggression. Meanwhile, at the back, Kittel, looks like day done for him, and that may well be bye-bye points classification for Marcel Kittel, who has done such a good job here on the fast stages, but this anything but at the moment. Well, others are suffering out there too, and Hatanaka just drifting off the back end. Meanwhile, at the front, Bradley Wiggins it is that paces up here. Froome is at the back of this group. He's the man they're working for today. Saxo Tinkoff as well. Clearly Contador's got something of a plan, and just hoving into sight. Tom Bonen as well in the jersey of the Belgian champion, and Nicky Terpstra as well, also involved there for Omega. Nice to see. Touchpoint went well, very well indeed, helping out Mark Cavendish in the faster sections of Qatar. Well, here in Oman, you can clearly get up some of these sort of intermediate days as well. High speed then. Just look how it's strung out and how difficult it is to get back on if you just happen to have popped off the back end here. It really is rolling all over the place, and Brett Lancaster just decides to change his pace and drift off the front. Anybody up for following him? Well, the answer is no, just for the time being, but a look over the shoulder. I wonder what sort of gap he's going to pose here. BMC with huge firepower, just starting to also get up here and start to look at what Saxo Tinkoff are doing. Struggling at the back as well. Jonas de Volder and Sky. Look at this on an absolute charge. Well, they're sacrificing themselves here. Maybe Froome's day will be tomorrow, but they don't want to get left behind on a day such as this. 5 to go and 15 seconds is the gap. That's not a bad one. I think it's trimmer than that right now on the descent, and I think Lancaster's time is probably done. Team Pursuit gold medalist, carrying it over onto the roads, doing a great job as well. Big check over shoulder, and knows they're coming and knows it's done. It's Cannondale now that picked this one up. Sagan has clearly just ordered his troops to the front. Get this job done for me, he says, and they are doing so. It's high speed for now. Some leg sapping perhaps. Now at the end here, it really does get very, very testy. As it kicks up, you will see that this is proper climbing that they're going to have to deal with towards the end, and I've just caught sight of the leader's red jersey on the shoulders of Sagan. BMC are there, so are Sky. Argus Shimano towards the front as well. Who might they be thinking of today? Well, all questions are going to be asked, and Brett Lancaster just drifts off the back here and just slides in almost behind Filippo Fortin of Bardiani. Sky looking for it. Their little lead out seems to have broken down just for the time being. If at 3k out, you could call it a lead out. It's just about protection at the moment. But up front, it is Cannondale, and they're enjoying life here. There is Bagdonas, the Lithuanian champion. De Volder also. We said they were struggling, and so it turns out they are. BMC pick it up, and in so doing, drag Radio Shack Leopard to the front, and it's Cancellara doing a proper amount of work here, supporting Galopin. Greg Rast. Goodness me. It's big, guys. It's brutal out there, and just look at the faces on those who are trying to stay in touch with this high-speed climbing in these rolling sections in the valleys. Tomorrow, don't forget, we're going up the Green Mountain, full on 13.5%. Keep yourself safe, boys, as Michael Shah just hits the front here. Good descender, needs to be. And Sagan's just got one man standing at the moment. Mercato is also in the frame here for Vacansoleil. And the heat haze just shadowing the valleys ahead of them. And there you see where the cars are going up that hillock, if I'm allowed to call it that. That's where they're heading. Through the fortified gates of town here. And BMC are on a mission. Look for the red leader's jersey of Sagan and almost count down to launch time. Bonan looks like he's suffered just a little bit here amongst the pace. And look how strung out they are. This is very, very quick stuff. You've got to be a fast man. You've got to be a strong man today. And there is Sagan, about 4 down at the moment. Arms flicking out all over the place here. And who's going to pick it up? They turn onto the climb. See how testy it is? Look at the way it swoops all over the place. Cancellara with a check. Hasn't got a teammate. Is he going to have to do it himself? Sagan right there, though, and closed-mouthed. Looks well within his own limits here. Cancellara at the nose then, with Sagan just behind him, and Contador's bouncing into position here as well. This is great. Oh, what a finish we've got today. Grandstand stuff. And who's going to come round and set the bomb off here? Sagan, is he going to latch on? Have gone for it here, and it's Johann Schopp has gone and chasing him down. Sagan with 500 meters to go. Schopp is going to get caught here. Sagan onto his wheel, still bides his time right now. Who is going to have the mettle to take it on today? That's Tony Galopin in the frame as well. Can he possibly go with Sagan? Big, big turn here from Sagan. And just look at this master at work. 300 meters to go, and he's gone. He's absolutely gone. It's not a sit-up from those behind, but goodness me, it may as well be. Look at this. They're still racing, but he's in another class here. Well, he won this last year. He won yesterday, and this is going to be about Sagan. He's got more than enough time to celebrate. He's known for his unique celebrations. Not quite sure what that one is. I'm a teapot, perhaps, but crosses the line. Van Avermaet in second place. Tony Galopin across the line ahead of Alberto Contador. Put some space between himself and those who'll be battling tomorrow in the mountains. But Sagan, I think he thought about celebration and then asked himself the question, where is everybody? Sagan then taking the day. Greg Van Avermaet, Galopin, Contador and Mercato all a second away. But then a few gaps, but you find some big names like Gilbert, Velits, Nibali in 11th place, Chris Froome in 13th. Eddie Merckx with a bit of beard envy, perhaps. And there we are. At the end of the day, he's done a terrific job organising Qatar and indeed helping out here in Oman as well. But there is just one man, is there not? And in fact, he's got most of the classifications here. Leaders jersey, points classification, young riders classification as well. It's all about Sagan. Will it be tomorrow? Well, he's been talking and saying that it's not going to be tomorrow that he goes for it. It's just a bit too much. I think the rest will be delighted. There's Traxel, also with some flowers. I'm Carlton Kirby. Thank you for your company. It's been about Sagan. He starts with a 16-second advantage tomorrow. He's the daddy, but will he be on the Green Mountain? Goodness me. Well, everyone thinks it's possibly going to be a Contador day. We shall see. Hope you can join us for stage 4 of the Tour of Oman tomorrow.